Hi YouTube. This video is just going to be on tongue piercing, the process, what to expect, the pain level on my opinion and all that stuff. I apologise in advance because my dog is there and she is kind of in a really barking mood because there's workmen working on a unit above us, so there's stuff all out the front, so if she starts barking I apologise. So back to the video. I got my tongue pierced in March. I've wanted one for ages and I was too scared to do it. I have my nose pierced, as you can see. I normally wear a ring in it, but my new job at a supermarket, obviously won't name it for privacy reasons, they were like, oh, you can't really have nose studs at all, so they were like, just put a stud in it, it'll be fine. I apologise about Ali, my dog. So yeah, so I've got a ring in it, a stud. I used to have my lip pierced. You probably can't see, but there's like still a little bit of a mark there. I had that pierced for about a year, and then I got my tongue pierced, and I was like, oh, it's too much metal, it's a bit full on. So I took my lip stud out. So yeah, Ali, come here. Sorry. I made my booking about 2 weeks before I actually got it pierced. So for those 2 weeks I was totally building myself up, crapping my pants, shitting my pants, excuse my language. I went in there, she took me into the room, and to anyone out there who is going to get their tongue pierced and this doesn't happen, I would say walk out. What she did was she clamped my tongue and lifted it up and down and a few times, and she was shining a light on my tongue. That was to check for where my veins are. Now, if you go to get your tongue pierced and they don't do that, walk out straight away. Because if they don't do that, they can pierce through a vein, which can be basically deadly. Your tongue can get paralyzed. It's seriously. If it's not done at a reputable place, it can end catastrophically for you. So I would just say to you that if they don't do that, can't stress this enough, walk out. Because don't be scared. If you go into a salon where you've booked, you've never been there before and you don't like the look of it, just don't get it pierced, because in the end it's your body, and if you don't like what's happening, don't be sorry. I gave my dog a bath, so she's a bit jumping everywhere. Sorry, I get off track really easily. If they don't do that, if you don't like the look of where you're getting it pierced, just walk out, because it's your safety in their hands. So can't stress that enough. So anyway, she checked for my veins, and I watched so many YouTube videos. I researched what to do before I got it pierced for months, and everybody, basically probably 80% of videos, said that the clamps were the worst bit. I'm sorry, but no. I am really bad with pain, and to me the clamps didn't hurt. Bit uncomfortable, but I wasn't sitting there going, oh my god, it is so painful. Honest to God, did not hurt. It's fine. So she told me to breathe in and breathe out. She could tell I was absolutely shitting it. She could tell. I was like, does it take long? She was like, no, ask normal questions. So she told me to breathe in and breathe out, and I was concentrating on my breathing, and then she just pierced it from the bottom up, I think. Pretty sure it was the bottom up, could be wrong, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I was amazed by how quick it was and how painless it was. I thought it was going to absolutely cane. I thought it was going to be so painful, and it wasn't. It hurt, yes, but the pain was so quick and the piercing was so fast that you don't even have enough time to comprehend how fast, you don't even have enough time to comprehend the pain level, because it's just over like that. So after the piercing was done, they used the large, I don't know the measurements or whatever, but they put the large bar in, and that's obviously to allow for swelling. At first, when you very first get it pierced, your tongue doesn't swell. Mine didn't. Some people's do. I don't know. My tongue didn't swell straight away. It swelled that night or the morning after. So before your tongue swells, the bar is going to feel absolutely huge and uncomfortable, but it's necessary because you will find out. I'll say in the video later, and you will find out for yourself. If you're watching this before you get your tongue pierced, it is absolutely necessary for them to put a long bar in. So she did all that. I paid. I had to catch the train home. I went to a cafe and I asked them for a cup of ice. And they looked at me like I was really weird, and I was like, whatever, I need ice. Trying to speak when I had this bar on my tongue, I couldn't speak properly. Oh my gosh. So I got home and I'd done all my research. I had everything ready. Now, I looked at some videos. Some videos say to use mouthwash. Some say to use salt water. On all my piercings, including my ears, even when they give me the spray, I personally, for me, find that salt water works a lot better. I would recommend salt water because especially with tongue piercings, mouthwash can dry it out if you don't dilute it enough. If you get the wrong brand, it can dry out your tongue, it can make it infected. Like, it's just not worth it. And salt water is so cheap. Like, you just have to make sure that you buy salt. Like, basically just go to your supermarket and buy sea salt with no iodine. Don't want iodine in the salt whatsoever. Don't buy table salt, just buy sea salt. I don't know the measurements, but just till it, like, it's going to taste gross in your mouth regardless. So yeah, I got home, I was just constantly sucking on ice all the time. I got it pierced on a Friday, so I had Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, till I had school. That was the worst swelling. Oh my gosh, that was so much worse than the piercing itself. So I'm going off what I remember. I don't remember it 100%. Friday night, it was swelling a little bit by the time I got home, but it was bearable. Silly me, didn't eat a big meal before you get it done. That's another thing. When you're going to get your tongue pierced, eat a massive meal. Eat till you're absolutely stuffed, because you're not going to be able to eat for like a week. And I didn't do that, and I wish I did because I was so hungry. Anyway, so I would recommend just sucking on ice as much as you can. Just don't even suck on it. Just sort of like let it melt on your tongue, because that reduces the pain, it numbs your tongue a bit, and it just puts the swelling down. Same as when, like, if you've got a swollen ankle, if you hurt it, or arm or wrist or whatever, you put ice pack on it, same difference. So I was just sucking on ice all the time. I read on every single website to not eat dairy because you can get a yeast infection in your tongue. Basically, I just drank heaps of ice water, soups, ice blocks. I stayed away from dairy. Some people can drink milk and stuff and it's perfectly fine. Me personally, I didn't want to risk it, so I just stayed away from it at all costs. I remember on Sunday, my mum boiled an egg for me, and it took me like half an hour to eat a boiled egg. Oh my god, it is so frustrating. And this is the thing, you don't realise how much you use your tongue for like everyday purposes. 1 second, sorry. Until you get your tongue pierced. Sorry, I'm just holding my dog. I just gave her a bath. She's barking. Yeah, as I said, you don't realise how much you use your tongue until you get tongue pierced. So, basically, the advice that I have for you guys is before you get your tongue pierced, make sure you book it at a really reputable place. Don't, like, just be really careful, because it's your tongue. Like, piercings in general, you have to be careful, but especially your tongue, because you need it for so many things, and if it goes wrong, you can be basically stuffed for life. So that's definitely, just look for a reputable place. Just suck on heaps and heaps of ice. Don't try and force yourself to eat really hard foods or spicy foods, because it'll just aggravate the piercing, and it's just so not worth it. Rinse your mouth out with salt water. Me personally, salt water. Warm salt water is more preferable, but like, I took salt water to school. Obviously it was cold, but just salt water in general. Rinse your mouth out after you eat or drink anything other than water, or if you're sucking on ice, anything other than that, just wash your mouth out. I would say wash your mouth out for the first week and a half. Depends on your personal how long it's taking you to heal and stuff. I'm a pretty just average healer. My swelling went down within about a week. I would also say once your swelling's gone down, completely gone down, change your bar to a smaller bar so it doesn't hit your teeth. I just realised I haven't even shown you my tongue this whole video. So, yeah, you can get really cool, like, balls and stuff to put on it. So, yeah, that's my, rambling on video, sorry, about, tongue piercings. If you have any questions about anything, just leave me a comment, messaging me, whatever. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Alright, good luck with your tongue piercings if you're planning on getting one. See ya!